Hey guys, so I'm here with a video blog, long promised, but never really got to it until now, I guess. I have said I would do it because I want to do something with that I've been casting for a year now, so I just wanted to, I don't know, do something with it. And I've asked people to ask me questions, and a couple have. So I figured I'd go over those first because I don't want to be making it like an hour-long vlog, and I know that I can talk for quite a lot if I just, keep talking. So I figured I'd do the questions first, see how long that takes, and then, see how far we get. So, questions time, yay. I have them on my screen, so I'll be looking at my screen. Since you're a play-by-play caster, do you find it easier to solo cast or cast with a co-caster, and who's your favorite co-caster? I would guess that would mean. Well, I have to say I enjoy with a co-caster more. Depends on the co-caster also, but I basically the co-casters that I have casted with, everybody has been great. So in terms of favorite, not really a specific person. I prefer to cast with professional players. I think that would be my preference. And no, I also have to say, like I say, like, I prefer to play with or to cast with the co-caster. But if I've casted often with a co-caster, I will be happy when I also solo cast a bit. I don't know. I know that the cast has less value then, because like I'm like in my own mindset and I don't have like a second opinion, and I'm not a professional player, so I have stuff wrong also. But if you're solo casting, you're like your own flow, you have your own train of thought, and you can roll through it, and I don't know, makes me be maybe a bit more in the game, even though maybe makes no sense. But it's also nice as co-cast as well as like having a solo cast. Anyways, second question. What would you rate as your greatest accomplishment during the past year? Wow. Well, I would rate my greatest accomplishment during the past year the fact that I've continued to improve, basically. So I've started casting when I wasn't really planning to, and I liked it, so I continued doing it. And I have to say, like, if I'm watching a cast of myself right now that I did a year ago, because basically all my casts are on YouTube, even my second one, because my first one wasn't, because I didn't know people would want to watch that. But if I look at that now, I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I saying? So I guess the improvement that I've been going over the past year is probably my greatest accomplishment, and I know that I'm not there yet. So it is still a long way to go, I think. Third question: how do you manage to talk continuously? Yeah, well, I guess that's the mind switch. Like, if you met me in real life, you realize that I'm not really that big of a talker. I am more like the shy person that just hangs out with friends, not really that talkative. But when I'm casting, I don't know, there's just a switch in my head that goes on or off, whatever you want to say it, and basically everything that I think comes out of my mouth. Not everything as clever as it might be sounding in my head, but that's the way it is. It just continues going. How much do you like Dota 2? It's the same person that asked the question. I like it a lot. Basically, I spend every moment of my life at the moment on it, basically, so I love it. Yes. Next question: which team do you like most from the EU scene? Which team do you think will get invited to TI3? Favorite player? I think at the moment I can't really say who gets invited to TI3 because there's still so many different qualities of play, and teams perform different every tournament. You see one tournament was won by that one, the other one by the other one, and it's like everything is different, and everything is still able to change. I mean, teams are still not really training as hard as they will be for TI3, and I think with the proper training, any team could be invited, of course, any of the top teams, I mean. And it kind of depends on if they actually spend the time training, because that's gonna be vital. And which team I like most of the EU scene, and that's hard to say there. I like teams that have an enjoyable playstyle, and at the moment there are so many teams that have that, and then it just really depends on it. It depends on the game and who they're facing also. I don't really have a specific team I'm rooting for at the moment anyways. Favorite players, same thing there. I like players that make big plays. I like players that make things happen on the map and that have great individual skill, and you know I'm talking about the type of players anyways. Other question, how do you feel in the world of teenagers / young males as a woman? Well, that would be, I don't know, just normal. I feel like a teenager sometime. It's just I'm used to it, so I can't really say anything normal about that. Best match you've casted? I can't say. All matches are like bundled up in my head. And by the way, if I would be able to say like, okay, this is the best match I've ever casted, then all the other games that I've casted would mean that they have to live up to that one expectation of that one game, and that's not possible. So I don't really have a best match that I've casted. In choosing casting as a career, what have you found to be the most challenging, difficult, and what is the most rewarding? Well, I haven't really chosen casting as a career, though I'm trying to. I don't really have casting as a career because it's just still a hobby. But what's the most challenging and difficult thing is dealing with the feedback / flames / comments. That's the most difficult one for me. It's like I love doing what I do. I love casting. But sometimes I just want to turn off the stream and continue casting just for me, purely because of the people that don't enjoy my casting and like to express that on and on again. So that's probably the most challenging thing to deal with, and I think that I've been doing that quite good, and I don't think it has changed me that much, even though it does affect me, so it does change me in a way, makes me more hardened, if that's a word. I hope that's a word. What's most rewarding? I think the community. That I like to see games casted by me. That's just, fans. I never thought I would have fans to begin with, so it's an awkward thing. It's an awkward thing. I still don't like to call my viewers fans, but some are. So I think that's the most rewarding thing. I scroll down. I like to learn about your very first stream. How did you feel? What did you expect? And what actually happened? Well, my very first stream, I hope you mean cast. My very first cast was, I was an admin of a tournament, and I wasn't planning on casting. We were gonna stream the game out to get more exposure for the tournament, and I was streaming my own game, so we were just sitting with another admin and me. We were sitting in the game, and we figured might as well say something about the game, and how did it feel? It was nice. I don't know. I liked it because I continued doing it. I wasn't really expecting anything, so like I was expecting to sit there and watch the game, and then I talked, and what actually happened was that I loved it and I continued doing it. Me and the admin as well, by the way. So we continued casting basically our entire tournament, which was a very big one. All best out of 3s in an amateur tournament that run over a month. 64 teams. Quite a lot. How tall are you? I am 1 meter and 87 centimeters. Transfers into 6'1". I think that you pay too much attention to your detractors, or used to. Did you finally think to yourself, screw those guys? Well, I like, casting is a very emotional thing, right? So you do that with your emotions, and therefore your emotions are very high, near the surface. And sometimes if you then read flames, it also, you instantly reply to that, which is something that you shouldn't be doing. But I kind of can't help that, because if I would help that means that I would put my emotions more to the background, which is bad for casting. So it is, I have good days and bad days, I guess, in that sense. More good days than bad days, by the way. So it just depends on when you catch me. I guess I try not to give any detractors any attention, so to speak. And that was the last question. So yeah, that was the question part. I was gonna say something else, because I have been casting for a year, and I wasn't expecting this, that I would be now here making a vlog, because people like to hear what I have to say, and that's something that is pretty unique. So thank you if you're still watching. 10 minutes in apparently this is, so thank you if you're still watching. I really appreciate every single one that watches my cast, and it's really grateful work sometimes. Well, ungrateful work as well, because you know, you spend a lot of time into something that you don't really get that much out for in money wise, but that's basically also because I'm unemployed. So yeah, if I would have a job it would be different. By the way, I'm looking for a job. If you are having a job that is part-time, let me know. I would still like to cast next to having a job. So yeah, that's out of the way. So yeah, like I said, I don't like, casting is not my job. I would like it to be. I've been trying to make it one, but it's not really working out all too well, or at least it takes so much time, and I don't have that time financially speaking, so that's a bit crappy. Luckily I have the full support of my parents and my sisters and my brother. It's amazing. Shout out to those that do support their kin in gaming, because that's something that is really helpful. As well as my friends, by the way. Well, most of them are pretty okay with what I do and support me. Some are still a bit skeptical, but that is normal, I guess. Like, yeah. So over the last year I've casted a lot of games. Mostly started casting games that were uncasted if I wasn't casting it, so that's something that I took a lot of joy from, and I realized a lot of people wanted games like that to be casted, so I want to continue doing that. I've been, of course, to the international too, which was amazing. Shout out to Ghost Gamers also for that, and of course to donators as well. You know who you are. And yeah, I've really, that was my first LAN event. How spoiled am I, right? So it was amazing. I actually met Ice Frog. There's not a lot of people that can say that. So yeah, that was great. Well, if I get a job before TI3, I will definitely go to TI3 as well. So that's sorted. But yeah, I've gone to DreamHack Winter. That was of my own coin. It was pretty nice. It was nice. There were people there. As just a spectator for an esports event, it might not have been ideal, maybe, but since I knew people there, it was really great. Met a lot of nice people there as well. Of course, a lot that I already met before, but now met again. DreamHack Summer, same story as for TI3. If I find a job, I'll probably try to go, but otherwise, no can do. And well, that was the past. So like, I casted a ton. I've been unemployed since August, so I've basically been spending every single moment of my day on Dota and my website, of course, as well, as my family has helped me out with that one, to have now a match ticker, and more importantly the VOD bank that has all the VODs of all the games of all the casters. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I need to do more marketing about it, apparently, because not a lot of people know that it's there. Hereby my site has an archive that has all the VODs of all the games, a search function where you can search based on caster, based on tournament, etc. You can just look up every VOD that there is, unless the caster didn't upload their VODs, which sometimes happens as well, but then, you know, that's their problem, not mine. And yeah, so that's basically where I am right now. So no job, nothing to cast at the moment, unfortunately. And we'll be hopefully see more of me casting soon, as I hopefully can cast Star Ladder this next season as well, season 6. And you know, the thing is, I have some things that are in the pipeline. I think that's a saying. But I've learned not to really give too much value to that, because I know that something like that can easily be soap bubble that burst. Is that a Dutch saying? Something like that? I guess so. So something that doesn't go through. And you know, I'm very excited if it does go through, but if it doesn't, well, let's just say I don't want to be too disappointed if it doesn't. So I'm kind of self-protecting. So who knows? Maybe there's more stuff coming up. Maybe there's amazing stuff coming up, maybe there's great stuff coming up, but I can't say because there's nothing confirmed, and until it is, I can't really I can't really say anything about it, because if it doesn't get confirmed, then I'm kind of sad, right? And I don't want to be sad because that's stupid. There you have it. So for now, I'm gonna just try to cast as much as possible, if I can, if I'm allowed, which is a pretty big point actually. But and I of course continue to look for a job, because that's kind of needed. So yeah, that's basically my vlog. I hope it's not too long. I hope, well, actually, you know, if you want to hear me do more of these vlogs, then let me know. Leave me a message. Doesn't need to be in comments. You can also send it on my website, the contact forms. I always read those. Not always get around to replying to them, but I try to. And the most ones that I don't reply to are mails that require more thought than the normal mails that that I can reply to. Like for example, people asking to co-cast with me. I do still have your email. It's just it hasn't really got to it. I actually got a folder with listed as co-casters, so I I'm still meaning to sort those out properly. So that's that. And yeah, let me know if you want to do more vlogs. So I don't really know how to properly end this. Maybe saying like bye.